What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? My name is Prodigy and welcome to another video on the channel. Today guys, I wanted to have a little bit of a freeform discussion about what many of you seem to agree with, or many of you seem to be feeling, and that is that Melody of Memory kind of fell off pretty fast for a Kingdom Hearts game. Now that may be a weird sentence to say because of course this is a rhythm game. We knew going into this wasn't going to have a buttload of story or anything. However, even with that in mind, it still fell off quicker than most Kingdom Hearts games, I feel like, in relative discussion to other games. I mean, like, when you think about the remixes coming out, when you think about Kingdom Hearts 2.8 and its release, and of course the behemoth of a game that is Kingdom Hearts 3, those games are still actively being discussed, talked about. Just everything about those games is still kind of relevant, apparent, a topic of discussion in some way, shape, or form within the Kingdom Hearts community, but not many things are really being talked about when it comes to Melody of Memory. And even when it comes to the gameplay side of Melody of Memory, the online is already pretty dead. Like, it's very hard to find matches online. I can test it right now while I'm talking. It's very hard to find matches online by just straight up queuing. Like, unless I'm streaming or something and make some sort of announcement that I'm, well, doing this, it's pretty hard for me to get a match, and especially with my own settings as well. Let's just see how long we sit here, for example. Still seeking opponents. No cuts, by the way. I'm not cutting this out. I'll wait about like 15 more seconds. Got a notification on my phone. Well, yeah, I think you guys get the point. That was, by the way, with any difficulty and either tricks on or off, meaning that I could literally be queued with anyone playing on beginner, standard, proud. Normally I do proud tricks on because that's why I prefer to play the game, like, because I think that's the most fun to play online with. So imagine with proud and tricks on how long it might be. It can get a little annoying. So with just that as an example, the online is definitely a big issue. And while I know like games like this, or even in like other fighting games I play, because I'm super into fighting games and other multiplayer games, there's some games that just die off after a while. Multiplayer games don't always have the most active of communities all the time. However, one thing that could very easily make this a non-factor, or something that I just wouldn't really care as much about, is if online had an invite button. You cannot invite people. You cannot invite your friends online. I remember when Melody of Memory first came out, I was going to originally host a tournament for Melody of Memory. I mean, figuring out the specifics of how to run a rhythm game tournament definitely would have been a little weird, but like, I was going to run a tournament or have some sort of fun event just to celebrate this game having online, easily accessible online for Kingdom Hearts in the modern day and age where Birth by Sleep multiplayer is gone, Days multiplayer is gone. All we really have is Union Cross. This game having online was a pretty big deal to me. So I wanted to celebrate with some sort of event or just anything, really. I couldn't do that at all because just the simple fact that there is no invite button makes this impossible. Now, another thing about this as well is that the track selection. While I don't have as big of an issue as other people do with like the amount of songs in the game, like, I understand that it's pretty hard to get every single song people want. Like, there's a couple of songs that I would have loved to be in Melody of Memory. For example, I would have absolutely loved if Scythe of Petals was a song in Chain of Memories. So that's a song in Chain of Memories that isn't in this game. I would have loved it if Dearly Beloved was in this game, which I do think is a little weird. This game doesn't have one Dearly Beloved song playable. Like, why isn't the Melody of Memory Dearly Beloved at least playable? And I don't have every single song unlocked. I still, to this day, haven't gone on my way to unlock those little portal songs that you can do, like, kind of extra thing for Sephiroth for Lingering Will. I don't have those unlocked, so I'm missing like a couple of songs, but I have pretty much everything else in this game. I do think it's extremely cool that they have Disney songs. Like, I think that is awesome. Like, I would actually love it if they had even more of that, but I'm not going to complain about that. The biggest thing I will say I'm a little bit weirded out about is the severe lack of Kingdom Hearts 3 songs. And they did explain this. They did explain that the reason Kingdom Hearts 3 is lacking songs, or why I did not expect as many songs for KH3, is largely due to the fact that this game was in development before KH3 even released. So they only put in like just some heavy hitters, or generally, I don't know, just random songs from KH3. I want to say popular, but like I don't know what statistic there is for that. I feel like there's definitely some popular songs from KH3 that aren't in here, like for example the Triple Xehanort theme. But even for like Remind themes, Yazora's theme isn't in here, and I feel like Yazora's theme is a pretty popular song, a decently popular song, at least in the KH community. So I feel like it could have made the cut. The biggest thing I want personally is I want to have more online features. I want to have an invite button, maybe a lobby system even. I would love it if there was even more options online potentially. Make it so we can actually do the theater songs, I guess, like Sora's theme, Riku's theme, Roxas's theme, instead of only field battle songs. I definitely think these songs could work in a versus mode format as well, but they aren't in. So even on online, you're pretty limited in terms of the amount of songs you are able to pick, or the types of songs you're able to pick. You're exclusively only able to do field battle songs. Imagine if you were able to do boss songs in versus mode. That would be pretty cool, and you could throw in tricks during the bosses. That would actually be something really interesting. Oh, and another thing that I would definitely like to discuss as well is the co-op. I feel like co-op is a very interesting thing. Like, I actually find it to be pretty fun. People have done co-op challenges by themselves. People have done co-op challenges with people IRL. But I think it would have been really cool if you were able to do co-op like with your friends online. Like, potentially have a co-op queue. Maybe you could queue with people for co-op. I think that would have been really cool. I know there's not as many co-op songs or anything, but it still would have been a small feature that would have made the game a lot more replayable for people who want to play it online, because online just by itself adds so much replayability to games like this. But when the online features are not there and there's not as many of them, not having a invite button, not being able to pick theater songs or boss songs online, not being able to even do co-op online, it makes the online, it takes that replayability and just makes it not that big of a factor, because you can't even invite friends. So if I want to be in a call with my friend and be like, hey, do you want to hop on Melody of Memory? Given since the online is as not active as it is, it's not too hard for me to queue up with someone at the same time, unfortunately. But that's kind of a workaround just because the online was there. Let's say this game was a lot more active and we were trying to queue with each other. Like when this game first came out, for example, and I tried queuing with some friends, it definitely took me like a long time to get matches with some of my friends, or to get matches with some people by just queuing at the same time. So having a invite feature, a lobby system, would have made those things a non-factor, and I would have been able to actually play with my friends just whenever I wanted to. So the story for Melody of Memory is something I haven't talked about yet, and that's because I actually like the story quite a lot. But while it is for sure a factor in people not discussing it, I feel like there's a lot of gameplay issues that also make this game not as discussion oriented, or makes this game just not as replayable as some people would like it to be. Because if you did all the full chains, you got all excellence on all the tracks, I'm sure some people are going to do a lot of stuff single player with this game. Like, people are going to come back years from now and be like, alright, let me get all excellence on, I don't know, Sora's theme, or all excellence on Simple and Clean, or Vector to the Heavens or something. And that game will always have those moments, But when it comes to just getting on and like maybe fighting a friend or maybe doing co-op with somebody, your options are limited. And I feel like they shouldn't be. Well, a lot of rhythm games don't always have these sorts of features in the first place. So I do give Kingdom Hearts credit for even implementing some of these features in. I definitely wish they at least went even half the way with them or all the way. Like, it wasn't even a factor in my head that Melody of Memory wasn't going to have an invite button. That completely took me off guard. I remember when I got online for the first time and I was scrolling through the versus menu and I was just like, wait, how do I fight you guys? There was this online battle, the CPU battle, which isn't that crazy. And you got your profile card collections and stuff. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I have a rank, I have a rating, I have a profile card count, but when people stop playing the online battles, luckily I have viewers like you guys who are willing to get on Melody of Memory whenever we want to live stream it, whenever we want to just do something with it in general. But imagine if I didn't even have that, and I literally just wouldn't be able to play this game online in a lot of instances, or it would be pretty hard to play online without waiting forever or having to grab a friend to maybe queue at the same time as me, which I think are workarounds that should not be a thing. So this game overall just needs updates, and that's all I really wanted to say. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's little video, be sure to leave a like, share the video with a friend or a family member, and last but not least, if you have not already and want to become a part of the union, all you have to do is hit that red subscribe button down below. My name is Prodigy, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, you guys. Bye.